So we, one of the things that Jazz had mentioned that she wanted to do was talk about doing some gear reviews, parenting gear. I don't know what else to call it. So it's one of the strollers that we've come across over our 5-ish years of being parents is the Jeep. It's by Delta Children. It's a little bit more expensive, at least for our standards. I think it's about $320 on Target right now. But we've been really happy with it. I think it's probably the best stroller that we've purchased so far. Albeit with a couple caveats to that. One of them being quality control, but we'll get into that. But overall, super happy with the stroller. And just in case anybody else was considering buying one, just want to show you guys what it's looking like for us and the experiences that we've had. So to start, it does come with a universal adapter for your car seat, and you can change the angle that it's set at as long as it doesn't bump in it. So before I forget, we've had this for about 6 months. We don't have the box anymore, but when you do buy it, if you decide to go with this one, it does require some assembly. I don't remember how much. I think you basically just had to put the axles on and then the wheels, which are plastic. They're solid. But before I forget, I got a knee injury right now, so don't judge me, please. Before I forget, you got this really nice universal car seat mount, which with this you can still fit 2 kids, at least we can. If you have our sized kids, they can sit right here while baby's in the car seat carrier, which fits our car seat pretty perfectly, as long as I know how to do it, which I'm willing to bet you I won't. You can tell which one of us usually puts the car seat in. Attaching car seat, take 2. Like I said, very clearly don't know what I'm doing. All right, that bad boy's locked in there. Not going anywhere. Okay, so once that's locked in, like I said, you can fit your backpack, you can fit your kids, whatever the hell else you got, and you're good to go. The real nice part is it's completely detachable in about 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So once you get the mount off, then what you can do is you come over here, this plastic piece here, you just pull that up. It's still rigid, but it's, flexible enough that you can pull it off with hand strength. And it comes right off. Put that in the stroller if you want. You keep it in the car, whatever you want to do. So you have a strap right here. That's going to be how you're able to take it, collapse the stroller. That is going to be how you're able to collapse the stroller. All you got to do is pull that up, and the whole frame pops up just like any other stroller. And you're good to go. Now it does take up a lot of space. All right, I mean, it takes up a decent amount of our trunk space, but I mean, you can work around it just fine. We still have this in our trunk at all times. We're able to put in other bags. We're taking it on a couple of minor weekend trips, and honestly, we'll even leave it in there and still get groceries, and we're able to fit everything in our car just fine. We're in a mid-size SUV for reference. Now, once it's collapsed, it's going to be locked by this plastic piece here. It's got 2 settings, looser and tighter. Not sure why you would ever want the looser setting there, but it's there for you if you want. Okay. Once again, finger strength, and it comes right off. Okay. It got me. So, when you're looking at it, you've got swivel wheels on this side here, which make it really easy to maneuver around, just like any other stroller. And then these wheels back here, they're a little bit bigger, they're a little oversized, at least compared to most of the strollers that we've ever had. And that's really nice. For
honestly getting through like even sand. We've taken it to the beach a few times, and it's a bit of a challenge, but it's doable. Whereas before with the other strollers we've had, you're literally like just dragging it through the sand. The wheels will actually turn in the sand with this, but this is usually the side that I'm pushing from when I'm walking around with the family. Now, when you're pushing, you've got the two handlebars here. They got about 10 or 11 different settings, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is, for my height, this is where I usually keep it myself. 9, 10, 11. Then it can go further back. I've never found a reason to keep the bar in that configuration, but I'm sure there's one out there. I just don't know about it yet, right? But the handlebars are really comfortable. They got like this plastic leather, like a pleather wrap on it, which is soft, and it doesn't get too hot in the summertime, anything like that. But what I like about it is underneath here, it's actually protecting. You know the memory foam that you'll get on some things? You know how chewed up they get after a while? Well, check this out. It's underneath there. There. I'm going to give up on trying to open the whole thing, but yeah. Okay. There you go. But so you got that memory foam thing that's really comfortable, and especially if you're walking around with the family for 6, 7, 8 hours. All right, so like I was saying, you can take this off. You can wash it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But the memory foam, it's really nice, and you can take the leather off if you don't like it. So that is the handlebars in a nutshell. When I was talking about negatives, this is not one that I had in mind, is how finicky the zipper can be, but apparently the zipper can be finicky. There you go. Okay, so circling back to the main compartment of the stroller, wagon stroller, it feels more like a stroller than a wagon because it does have safety belts on it. I don't know if you can see, but you've got one set on either side. All right, and they are those 5-point style belts, I guess. Or you've got your shoulder straps for each shoulder of the kid. Don't mind the mess. Our kids like eating chocolate in the stroller and getting sand in it. But, you've got your shoulder straps, which also come around where I guess you would call them kidney straps, and then you've got your crotch buckle here. So when they're in it, this is a hard clip, so you can leave it attached if you want. It's not one of those where it's always going to fall apart every time you unbuckle them. It's a hard clip. You can keep it attached, set them in, and who knows, maybe when Luke gets home from school, we'll demonstrate this or something. I don't know. But clips in, and then you've got your notional kid right here. It does come with... the
other one's missing.
Yours will come with it. Ours doesn't because we lose crap. But it's got a shoulder... You ever notice you can't think of words when you're supposed to remember words? It's got a shoulder pad that's gonna help keep things comfortable over longer trips. Our kids hardly ever actually get strapped down in these, but sometimes it does happen. Particularly my middle child Savannah, she'll get strapped, not for very long. They like climbing in and out of it, and they actually like sitting on the crossbeam a lot. But it's there. So, like I said, you can see we got the exact same setup on this side, which the Velcro's getting stuck, but that's how it looks, right? You got your pad for your crotch strap. You get this guy out of the way. And that Velcro covers in very nicely somewhere.
At least it's supposed to.
Ah, it does. You're wrong. So, if you're not going to be using this, you can tuck it away. You got your the loop part of your hook and loop Velcro Velcro whatever right there. So you can actually stuff this guy inside. And this strap comes over, and you got some nice padding there so kids aren't sitting on that or getting in the way, or it's not catching onto your backpack, your bag, whatever the hell else the wife has, and tearing it. So then you don't have to buy a new one. Now, on the outside of the compartment, what you've got is on one side, you've got a big catch-all, which is really nice. We actually always have an umbrella in there. As we very quickly learned in the summertime in Florida, it rains a lot. On the inside of that, though, you've got this wire in here that kind of helps this pocket keep its form, okay? But what you can stuff in here is, what do you call this?
A shade? Canopy?
Canopy, that's the word I was thinking of. Thank you. You can stuff your canopy, and it goes in there, and it's out of the way. You don't even realize it's there. At least I don't. But I'm slow too, so who knows. On the far side, you've got 3 big pockets, 2 with flaps, 2 without. You can stuff sandwiches. You can stuff other snacks, water bottles, all sorts of the merchandise you buy. All sorts of crap goes in these things. At least it's a crap. All sorts of crap. So you can stuff sandwiches, merchandise you buy, water bottles, all sorts of crap that you may want can fit in these. I mean, you're talking your quart-sized water bottles or travel mugs. Jazz even has a 1.5-quart sized one, and that slides in here very nicely. You're not gonna be able to pull the flap over, but it's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's the other side of it. As you can see, this is our 1.5-quart size Nalgene. The regular quart size ones fit in there too, obviously. But your travel mugs, mama, they fit in there just fine. You can even fit a full-sized thermos in there, right? And still have some space for snacks. Okay, so without getting too much into the pockets, I'm gonna circle over to the wheels real quick. I think I lied earlier when I said that they were plastic. They actually feel like they are some sort of rubberized material. I'm gonna level with you. I didn't do a lot of research before this. This is more of a user, a end user review. I have no idea what the material is, but I like it. It works. It works in the sand. It's got a little bit of light treading. It's kind of relatively shallow, but it gets the job done. Right? Before I forget though, so on this side, if you push it from here, you got a 1-step lock, and it works really well. It's solid. Love that paddle. That thing's awesome. On the other side, you've got your typical stroller locks. So you can still lock these wheels here, but it's going to be a lock for one wheel, then a lock for the other wheel. Yeah, you like my socks and sandals? I do what I can. So, but point is, you can lock it from either side that you're walking, and you're not going to have to go to the other side of the stroller in order to lock it. You can even lock down all 4 wheels if you want, which is clutch. Let me see. Buyer beware, something to be aware of. When we bought ours, we actually couldn't figure out how to collapse it. Now, the strap down here that I was telling you about, hopefully it's just a quality control piece for us, but be aware if you're pulling on this thing and it's not coming up, right? On ours, when we first bought it, I don't know how well you can see it, but there's a D-ring right there. This was not enclosed into this little piece of sheet metal here. This was out, so we had to kind of bend that ourselves with a pair of pliers, and the Don't get me wrong, a pair of pliers did the job just fine, but be aware, for 320 bucks, I feel like that should not be getting past any quality control. But short fix wasn't an issue. So something else to be aware of for us, almost kind of the elephant in the room. We love taking this thing with us. It's our preferred stroller. We're still trying to figure out where Disney stands on them. And what I mean by that is that we've been turned away from Disney World with this stroller specifically. But I've also seen other families with it in the park. So there seems to be a little bit of a contention within Disney as to whether or not it's considered a stroller and acceptable, or if it's considered a stroller wagon. I'm not sure what the issue is with it being classified as technically a wagon. I mean, it's pushed from the back, you're not dragging it along, it's got restraints for the kids. I'm not sure what the issue is with that, but we have not successfully gotten it into Disney World. Now you can still get it into Disney Springs. We haven't been to Universal yet, but we've been to City Walk and no problems getting it in there. It's within the width and height dimension requirements, so if they decide what they want to do with this stroller specifically, at some point in time they won't have to change any of their requirements on the width and height requirements. I was going to get you guys measurements, but I can't find my tape measure. Okay, so something else to be aware of, this is washable. We haven't done it lately ourselves because life, but it's very easily detachable. It's mostly by Velcro. There's a couple snaps, but take that off. You hit this buckle right here. Once again, it gets pulled out. And then you can slide your loop out and have this thing down in a matter of, I'd say less than 5 minutes myself, but that's really more of an estimation than not. On this side here, when you take it apart, underneath the apron, you got these two snaps. Those kind of come off on their own, and then you've got your seat belts to worry about. But once again, it only takes a couple of minutes to get the whole thing apart so that you can keep your stuff sanitized. Okay, I think we're ready for the what did you call it, an apron?
The canopy.
'Cause that's the only thing I could think of now is apron. The canopy. We're gonna put the canopy on. So we'll be back with you in just a second, and then we'll get it all set up, and then we'll take it apart so we can see everything that works in it. So this is the canopy itself. As you can see, it folds up pretty nicely. But what you got inside of here is an X-frame with a plastic piece holding the 4 poles together, and then the vertical poles up here. All right, let me get it on the stroller and then we'll talk about everything. All right, so this is what it looks like when you got the canopy up, and if it's really sunny out or if it's raining, something like that, you can kind of button it up like this, so you got both sides, and then the front and back are covered. Now the sides are the same material that the cockpit, for lack of a better term, the main cargo area is made of. I'm not even gonna try to guess what the material is. It feels like a type of nylon, like a woven nylon or something like that. But once again, Velcro, the hook and loop attachment. Nice thing is when you want these out of the way, you just kind of fold them up, and there's little side pockets right at the top of the canopy. They just slide in there, zip them up, and they're out of the way, right? Same deal for the front and back. It's that mesh, that nylon mesh. It's not the strongest thing in the world, but I mean, it gets the job done. You know what it is, I know what it is, it's fine. Now how this is attached to the frame is by an elastic loop and a plastic toggle, like those tent toggles, you know? So you got your plastic toggle, put it in and out of the loop. Thing comes free, right? I'm just gonna do this side real quick. Now on the inside of this, which might be a little harder to see. Actually, here, maybe try going in over here. There's gonna be a pocket cleverly hidden right along the roof. Now all you're gonna do is you're gonna take the nylon, and you can probably fold it up nicely. Whenever I seem to do that, it seems to be more time and trouble than it's worth because the kids tend to pull on it anyways. But if the kids are not unruly, that stuff's in and out of the way. Like it was never there. And then you just got yourself a nice sunshade. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the other side as well. And we'll talk about how the thing's actually attached. So how the canopy actually attaches to the main frame of the stroller is by these plastic I don't want to overuse the word toggle, but it's like a switch, a button, a toggle, a lever, if you will. This little tab right here. Tab, that's what it is, it's a tab. You're gonna push that, and bad boy's gonna slide right up. It's got that channel style of locking into place. I don't know what that's called. But that's how you do it. All right, so other than that, some items of note. We might add some notes onto the screen at some point if we learn how to do that. We're still pretty new to video editing, but we're gonna get the measurements for the width, the height, the weight, the collapsed dimensions for anybody who might need that. Once again, I'll see if we can find out what the material is made of. Like I said, it just feels like a basic nylon. The frame itself, I don't know what kind of steel it is. It might be advertised as, I don't know, aircraft grade aluminum, something, who knows. But it's strong, you know, it's not gonna bend. My kids sit on these, you know, and they jump off of them, they jump on them, they climb in to the wagon on their own off of the frame. It's not bending, it's not cracking, it's not showing any signs of wear really. At the most, what I've got after 6 months of use, there's a little bit of wear right here on the finish, and that's really all it is just some wear on the finish. And that's not even from weight or anything like that. I think I scraped it against a concrete wall because, you know, maneuvering. But other than that, the frame is made up of these metal components and then the plastic pieces. If you ever need to take it apart, repair anything like that, it looks like some sort of Allen key. I don't know what size, don't ask me. My Allen key set doesn't even have sizes. It's from the 1950s, it was my grandfather's. I just, you know, the whole thing collapses. If this one's too big, go on to the smaller one. If this one's too small, go on to the bigger one. And it's worked for me. But I'm sure somebody knows what the sizes are. Maybe Jeep does, I don't know. But other than that, the only other fastener on here is gonna be is going to take a Phillips head screwdriver. So it's something that you could even you know, keep a toolkit in the car just to work on, make minor repairs. I don't know if you would ever need to do that in your car, but if you so choose, those are the only two tools that you would need for this that I'm aware of. Okay, I think that'll do it.
Is it worth it?
Who? Me?
Is
you're gonna be the judge of that.
Jeep Wagon worth having?
Oh yeah, that's your whole thing. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? 6 months
I mean,
of use.
all that sort of stuff is relative, but I mean, for us, 2 kids, 3 kids in, we got a lot of crap that comes with the kids, you know, both in car seat equipment, diaper bags, food for everybody, water for everybody. Somebody wants to get a toy, all that stuff. Kids come with a lot of stuff, and I've yet to feel like we've overflowed this thing. And we've taken it on weekend trips, we've taken it on full day trips to the beach. I thought we had actually paid a little bit more for it. I don't know if the price has gone down since we bought it, but as of the date of this filming, it's $319. I thought we paid closer to $400. $300, I'd say it's worth it. I really would. I don't know if you can convey it through a video, but I mean, it's very well balanced. You don't feel like you're pushing a lot of weight around. Like, oh my God, we have one of those front and back double strollers, and oh my God, I can feel Luke when he's sitting in the front of that thing, and it's really annoying because the stroller gets heavy, especially turning it, you know, doing those pivots. But the wagon, all 3 of them sitting there, and it's fine. Completely fine. It's like it's on ball bearings, Jazz. All right, that's all I got.
Sounds good.
All right, so I went ahead and actually went out and got the tape measure because I don't like not giving dimensions. So to start with, the depth of the stroller when it's completely compact is approximately 1 foot and 4 inches or 16 inches. Anyways, when it's completely collapsed, you're looking at about 14 inches in depth. About 38 inches or 3 feet 2 1/4 in height, and then in width you're looking at, Luke, come here. Go ahead and hold that right there, bud. Okay, so hold it right about there, kid. Okay. So across the frame, you're looking at about 1'7", okay, which is gonna be 19 inches. Yeah. And then down to the down by the wheels, which is gonna be the widest part of it on the outside, buddy. There you go. And you're looking at 2 feet 2 inches, so approximately 26 inches. So if you know the measurements for your own trunk, that'll tell you whether or not you'll be able to fit it in. Oh, and speaking of, I think we talked about the Disney parameters. So just to see whether or not this actually fits in that, instead of just talking about it, go ahead and do it real quick. So without counting the handlebars, when it's fully opened up, the height of this is going to be right at 24 1/4 inches, give or take, because I don't have a level here, and I'm not a handyman, so I'm not good at keeping stuff straight. Luke, go ahead and hold it at the tip of the frame, right about right there, kid. This is going to be coming in at 2 feet 11 1/2 inches, right about 3 feet. So we'll call it, just to be on the safe side, we'll call it a safe 36, and that's not including the back half of the larger wheels. But generally, that's got to be by the frame of the stroller, anyways. At least I think. Either way, it's well within the parameters for Disney. I think the parameters are 31 inches wide by 53 inches in length. We'll add it somewhere. You ever notice in like the early YouTube days, people would be like, it'll be right there, and then it's never there, and it's like in the description. So we'll put it somewhere. And then lastly, look at Luke. Savannah's asleep for her nap, so she's not going to be able to help us, but Luke and Araceli are going to get in the stroller and show you guys how much space you have. For the width of it, did we already do the width of it?
I don't remember.
In case we didn't, it's going to be the exact same as it is when it's collapsed, but just for yucks, we're going to do it again anyways. You're looking right at, go ahead and hold it right there, bud. You're looking at 1 foot 7.5 inches. So right around 19.5 inches. Well within the parameters for Disney. The only stipulation is they don't like stroller wagons. Now, whether or not this is considered a stroller wagon, I imagine it is because it's a stroller, but it's not a wagon per se. But I'd really very much like to be using this instead of the other wagon stroller that we are using when we go to Disney. So hopefully we can figure that out. All right, we'll be back with you guys in just a second. All right, so it didn't take very long at all. Just yeah, I know. So like I was saying before, Savannah's asleep for her nap, but we got Luke and Araceli here to help us show how much space you got. Luke, sit down. He's taking up quite a bit of space here, but yeah, if you go ahead and, yep, there you go. For us anyways, a 5-year-old is about average size, I think. And a 2-year-old, 2.5, almost 3-year-old can fit right here. And they actually fit together no problem.
Okay, that is with his knees folded in. You can go ahead and turn around, Luke.
No, straight, Luke, not diagonal. There you go.
So as you see, he does have plenty of room in there. And with Sister Savannah, she usually does sit right in this area right here. Go ahead and sit up, Luke. And the car seat is right on top. So it's a nice compartment configuration.
Mm-hmm. And the canopy does fit over it. The car seat doesn't get in the way of the canopy at all. You might have a bit of a stretch trying to get the Velcro ends to connect when you take those flaps down, but I mean you'll still be able to get plenty of shade coverage with this. As you can see, the mounting brackets are up here, well out of the way of the car seat. And actually this one would be the biggest one in question, but it's, I mean, you've still got a good 2 inches of clearance there, so that's not a problem. Yeah, other than that.
Oh, the car seat.
Oh yeah, so we were taking a look just to make sure we're getting decent information. This is our car seat is a Graco with a 360 fit, 365, 30 snug fit 35 DLX. It's got all the numbers on it. So we'd imagine that, like I said, it's a pretty universal car seat mount, and it I think that's the majority of car seats we've run into have the same clasping mechanism on the backside. It shouldn't be an issue depending on what car seat you have, but ours fits no problem.
Yeah, I believe we have it's known as the Graco Connect.
Yeah, you would know better than me. I don't know what it is. I just take it out of the box and put it together.
Yeah, it's the Graco Connect, and that car seat specifically is usually compatible with different types of mounts that can be used, for example, with this stroller or with different bases in the car. So that way you don't have to always buy a different car seat with a new base and etc. Graco is actually pretty good about that, and that is something that a reason why we did choose the Graco. We really do like the compatibility and versatility. I think
that'll about do it for me here. All right, so that'll I guess that'll conclude our quick review on 6 months of using this Jeep Wagon Stroller thing. Like I said, overall we've been pretty happy, pretty pleased with it. It's one of the better strollers I've ever experienced. So any questions, comments, concerns? If I don't know the answer, we'll be happy to try to find it for you. If we do know the answer, we'll get back to you as soon as we can to help out with anything like that. Other than that, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that crap I was told to say, and we'll see you next time.